Today is 2026 and I'm going to look back at my 2025 drawings in my sketchbook. Today I'm going to give read of my drawings here and I will learn of my mistakes and then I can improve my drawing skills in 2026. Starting off with this one. This is my first page of this sketchbook. I remember having zero inspiration that day, so I just grabbed a reference of a coffee cup on a table. Looking at it now, I actually really like the colors, but they're just too safe. I should have been brave enough to use some darker tones to give it more depth. It's a good start, but because it feels a little flat, I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10. Moving on to this coffee shop, this was definitely a lazy day's painting. It's not realistic at all, but I'm still obsessed with the colors I used for the walls. The tree, that was a mistake, I think. The colors are so off, it looks like an artificial tree. It's not my best. It's not my best work, so I'm giving it 6.5 out of 10. And then move to the next page. This one was inspired by my trip to Gili Trawangan in Lombok, Indonesia. I remember this sunset, so I decided to draw it. It's a pretty simple painting and I'm actually in love with the color combination here. But looking at it now, some old story, it needs more depth, I think. If I had just added some proper shadows to tree and leaves, maybe it will be better than before. It's nice, but actually not the best, so I give it 7 out of 10. This is a rustic restaurant from my city and this one is one of my favorite restaurants. I'm actually really proud of this one because everything from the sky to the garden looks really well balanced and the color palette is my favorite so far. It feels complete. This one of the few where I feel like I really got the vibe, so I'm giving it 9 out of 10. Move to the next page. This page was for an art challenge, so I didn't really have to think much. I just followed the prompt. It's not a bad drawings, but it's not exactly a favorite either. I went a little too heavy on the yellow tones, which ended up making everything look a bit muted and muddy. It's just okay for me. Nothing special about this drawing, so I'm giving it 7.5 out of 10. These next two pages are some of my mini drawings I did during my live streams. You can actually go check out and replace my live stream section if you want to see the process. And I think they turned out pretty good. I'm obsessed with the colors, especially in sunset scenes. I give 8.5 out of 10. Moving to the next page, this is actually one of my favorite paintings in the whole book. It's a natural landscape with mountains, river, and some kites. And I did this for another art challenge. I just love how bright the colors are, even though it's a simple style and still needs more depth and shadows. I think the composition of those tiny details really make it work. So I give 9 out of 10. And then move to the next page. I feel like these two pages really compete each other. One page is the white view and this page is the vibe, just a girl having a picnic. I love the atmosphere, but the skin tones are definitely a mistake. They don't have enough contrast against the picnic mat, so she kind of blends in. If I ever recreate this, that's the only thing I change. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Moving to these two, honestly, I think these are the worst painting in the whole sketchbook in 2025. I was using gouache, but I treated it way too much like watercolor and used way too much water. The result is just this super muted and off colors. I really don't like it. So I'm being honest, these are 5 out of 10 for me. Moving to next page. Moving to next page. I think this might be one of my top favorites from this sketchbook. The details in the ramen bowl, the egg, the meat, and the noodles, I honestly didn't think I could make them look this super yummy. And the little ponyo drink is just the cutest touch. The colors are so warm and the lighting feels just right. And so I'm giving it 9.5 out of 10. And then move to the next page. Next page is a cottage scene. I'm honestly obsessed with the colors in the landscape. The greens of the hills and the blue of the sky feel so vibrant and peaceful. My only real critic is the building itself. I feel like it's missing some depth and stronger shadows to really make it pop out from the background. It feels a little bit flat, but overall I still think it's a really beautiful page. I'm giving 8.5 out of 10 for this page. This one was inspired by Kiki's Delivery Service, Ghibli Studio. I'm absolutely in love with how the sea turned out. That deep blue really captures the vibe of the movie. The only thing I want to change is the flowers in the foreground. I wish I spent a little more time on the details to make the flowers look more defined. But overall, it's one of my favorites. It's 9 out of 10. This one is also from Ghibli inspired. What I really love here are the colors. The forest looks simple, but I think I actually managed to get some good depth in the trees. I'm not happy with the car. It looks a little stiff and the shadows on the road are a bit messy. I love the greenery, but the car just didn't blend into the world as well as I wanted to. And also the stones under the big tree, they were supposed to really pop and look like rocks, but they just ended up looking like random shapes on the ground. So for this one, I'm giving 7.5 out of 10. Next is the train scene, and I'm actually really proud of the perspective here. The curve of the tracks leads your eye right to the train, and the vibrant red against the green hills is just chef's kiss. I didn't think I could get the lighting on the tracks, but it actually has some decent depth. It's a solid 9 out of 10 for me. I'm really happy with this one. The ivy covering the walls and the way the green roof blends into the trees turned out so well. The perspective on the stairs and the path make the garden feel really deep and inviting. My only tiny complaint is the flowers in the very front. They're a bit blurry and could use more defined shapes. But honestly, the colors and the hidden house make this 9.5 out of 10. This is definitely one of the biggest projects in the book, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. I love the bold contrast between the deep pink walls and all the greens. The way the light reflects in those large windows makes the whole building feel grand and alive. I'm giving this 9.5 out of 10. If I had to pick one thing to improve, it would be the stone texture on the chairs. But overall, this is one of my favorites from this sketchbook. These two pages is a collage between rainy days and the ocean. On the left, I focused on the moody, dark atmosphere of rain. I especially love how the raindrops on the window and the glowing street lamps turn out. Then on the right side, it opens up into these bright ocean scenes. I'm really proud of the water texture. This is 9 out of 10. We are going to another collage, and this one is all about different texture in nature. On the left page, I played with water and rocks. I'm actually really happy with how the mossy stones and that little waterfall turned out. Then on the right side, the focus is into the sky. I love the contrast between the pink cherry blossoms and blue and bright sky. I'm also giving 9 out of 10. This is my very last page of 2025. I wanted to finish this year with a cozy winter vibe. I'm really happy with how the snow looks on the roof and the pine trees. It feels thick and soft. I also love the warm glow coming from the windows. It makes the cabin look so inviting against the cold blue mountains. I'm giving 8.5 out of 10. And that's my 2025 sketchbook. Looking back at my old pages, I can definitely see where I struggled with things like skin tones and shadows, but I'm also surprised by details I managed to pull off, like that ramen bowl or the snowy cabin. It wasn't always perfect, but that's all part of the process. Right now, I'm so excited to start my 2026. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.